Good morning, Facebook and YouTube. I'm actually always here first because Instagram takes a couple minutes to come live, but we are doing it. Great morning. Happy Tuesday. Let's make sure I'm up on all platforms. Sometimes I compromise my connection a little bit because I use my fingers too much. Good morning. Let's see. Am I actually going? Can I get a thumbs up from Instagram if you can hear me or see me or anything? I think we're good. Happy Tuesday. This is Lashes and Coffee. I'm here every Tuesday morning at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time with my coffee. Today's coffee mug inspired by my dog. I have a dog and I love him very much. So happy Tuesday. I'm proud of myself because I came live at exactly, let me move that out of this way here. I was able to come live at exactly 7 a.m. today. Proud of me. And I'm all by myself because usually I have my behind the scenes camera crew and they aren't here today. So I'm practicing solo, working solo. I do have my cheesy quote of the day. And that is that, what was it? Okay, give me a second. Okay, yes. So if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And I love cheesy quotes. In fact, I don't know who doesn't. I don't know. For those of you who have been following my Lashes and Coffee Live from before, I used to always start with a quote of the day. And my mom, who I lost about 10 years ago, loved quotes. Mind you, we didn't have any like live, laugh, love on our walls or anything, but she just loved quotes. And it's so funny how many things that she loved that I was kind of like, that's my mom. And then now obviously that she's passed on and I could admire her for the reasons that she loved certain things like astrology, which I find incredibly amazing to learn about because I am a scientist. I'm a lash artist. I own lash businesses. I teach people how to do lashes. I also have a product line of supplies of lash supplies. But I'm a biologist. I went to school for biology. I actually love science. And it's so interesting and fascinating to know that we don't know anything. There's no real understanding of what this universe is. And, I think it's all really important that we continue to learn as much as we possibly can and from other people because there's a lot of weird, misleading information out there on the internet and things like that. And so, always being on that mission for knowledge is like really important, and also keeping your in-person connections fresh and valuable, which is why I think we are in such an amazing industry. We're so privileged to actually be here in the chair, influencing other people. Not only do we as beauty professionals, help someone often feel more confident about themselves, but we have that opportunity to influence them for that time that we spend together. We are giving them an opportunity to see a different perspective. And I feel blessed that I was given some kind of innate sense of silver lining, or something could always be worse, or someone else is always going through something worse. But, I know that a lot of clients sometimes don't have a lot of interaction or don't have the opportunity to vent to someone else. As you may know, you might be the bearer of somebody's secrets. Good morning, JR. How are you? And so basically, all that to say, cheers to us. But one little thing I was going to talk about, I knew I'm going to just pop in really quickly here today. And if anyone ever has any lash business questions, the reason that I come live is so that you never feel alone. If you have a question about lashing, about the business, about marketing, I like to share my knowledge. And I'm exploring different avenues of sharing that. Good morning, GKA Aesthetic LLC. There's also little systems and strategies that I use that don't necessarily have to do with business or marketing, because I do believe in this kind of connection to the universe. And Like, okay, thoughts are things. Good morning, Nancy. Oh, long time no see. So I watched a TikTok this morning and I sent it to a friend, and I was reminded of this really fun strategy that I'm going to employ today, and I wanted to share with you. And that is making a to-do list for yourself and for the universe. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm always taking on extra responsibilities and I have so much going on, and I always feel so creative and I always feel so limitless that I could do whatever. And so I take on all these things. So there's a little bit of overwhelm sometimes. And whatever degree that is, I know that everyone feels that. So this is a fun little practice. I'm going to do this today, and I encourage you to do it as well. But you're going to make yourself a to-do list. You're going to take a piece of paper and you're going to draw a line through it. And on one side, write out the things that you need to do today. And that's like literally today. Like if you have to go grocery shopping, or you have to meal prep, or you have to see lash clients, make that list of things that you obviously are going to do today. And on the other side, write things that the universe will do for me. And that is those things that you may not have an answer for right now. Like, let's say you're in a situation. I'm going to use one of my friends as an example. She is needing to go through a divorce that she is feeling unprepared to do because of the overwhelming outcomes that is caused by the unknown. So I think that's what happens is we all have these unknowns and we can't predict how certain things are going to line up for us. But then again, they always do, especially if you believe. So have a list for the universe of things that you want the universe to do for you today. And that might mean like, maybe you're a lash artist and you're looking for a new place to work. Present me the new place to work that I love. Help me figure out a way to pay all of my credit cards down. All the things that you don't know that you can, like how it will be achieved, put it in the responsibility of the universe. And this is a fun little exercise that I'm reminded of like once a year. This comes to me, and this morning this came to me. So I wanted to share it with you because I do believe that we can't explain it, but there is some unexplainable way that things are delivered to us, especially if we believe or we put that thought and intention towards it. So, whether that's how you want your summer body, you have goals for your health, your wellness, for your family, for your finances, but you don't know how that's going to go about, you can go ahead and let that be the universe's responsibility. So anyway, that was my little rant about just a spiritual practice of a way that you can maybe attract some of those things into your life. Good morning, Health Aesthetic and AH Lash and Glow by Jamie. Thank you for being here. I'm only here at 7 a.m. just to answer questions. I know, good morning. I know it's early and not everyone, that's really true. I'm glad that you agree. It's just, it's another way of just putting your faith into like the outside influence of, we are responsible for so many things that we can do that are in our control, but there's a lot of things that are out of our control. And I do think that if you can carry a positive attitude or see things in a positive light, you're going to get positive things in return. If you look at everything in a negative light, you attract more negative things. It's kind of this proven science that, many people agree with. It's hard to put it on paper or to describe how that actually happens. But as a scientist myself, I can say, I believe it. And I've studied chemistry and biology and genetics and all kinds of things. And the more that you know, the more you realize we don't know anything. So kind of being open to possibilities and having that faith and that trust and playing with that creativity and not, releasing those limits of, releasing limitations altogether and kind of just accepting this unlimited abundance is basically all of our birthrights. And so even though I feel like I'm confident in this and I practice it all the time, even I need to be reminded. That's why I love to share that kind of stuff. And when you have that kind of attitude and you can bring that to your lash table and you can have that kind of influence to your clients, you are building relationships on other levels because, obviously you're giving someone a, sorry, I got a question. Okay. I picked up remover from Walgreens 2 days ago after a reaction. Didn't do anything. I removed the glue reaction with castor oil. Anything better? Oh, well, thank you for asking this question. First of all, if I didn't know that there was remover at Walgreens, so I'm wondering what you purchased. But we always recommend that clients, if you have a reaction, first of all, you shouldn't try to remove them because the reaction has happened and it's going to pass whether or not you remove the lashes. What happens is your body is having a natural allergic reaction to a chemical component of the adhesive while it's in its liquid state. So after it's dried and cured, you're not being exposed to that ingredient anymore. Even though the reaction is happening, you're not still actively reacting. So this is where clients get a little confused. Obviously, it's very uncomfortable to have a reaction. However, you may as well enjoy the extensions at this point because you've already reacted. If it's an absolute must to remove them, then I would go to your professional and have them remove them manually. Because if they use remover of any type of sort, which means you're breaking down the bonds of the adhesive, you're actually going to reactivate the adhesive and cause another reaction. So nobody wants that. And I don't think castor oil is a very good possibility of something that would break down the bonds enough. So it's kind of funny because I know there's a lot of theories about how adhesive works and like what adhesive interferes with. And traditionally we say oils are the enemy, even though some adhesives have come out and they're like anti-oil or whatever. But in all reality, I think the surface of our hairs have kind of an oily texture. And so the adhesive bonds to these textured hairs, and any type of oil that kind of makes its way through is going to ultimately loosen the bond, whether or not the oil actually directly interacts with the adhesive. So for example, if you were a client and you had a reaction and you went and you were like, I want to remove my lashes and I'm going to use oil. Well, the problem is that it's not potent enough of a remover to actually take all of your lashes off. It's more of a thing that oil exposure over time will break down your bonds. I shouldn't even say that. It probably won't even break down the bonds. It'll get between the bonds. And so that's what will make lashes kind of slide off prematurely. But for sure, oil never works as a remover. You pretty much have to have them always professionally removed. And thank you for that question because it's a great topic to talk about. I never think I can even talk about that enough. So I appreciate you contributing to this morning's talk. And good morning, Crystalline Aesthetics. Happy to have you here. And again, I'm only here for you. So if anyone had a question, otherwise, I am trying to figure out how to help everyone to a better degree, but coming on at 7 a.m. every Tuesday morning and holding myself accountable to do that has been really great for me. It's also an interesting marker of like how fast time flies. And so setting yourself up with a little bit of accountability is never a bad thing. But I am moving into having more of a podcast type of interaction with probably other leaders in the lash industry, but my passion is talking about a lot of the stuff that I already talked about. It's just, of course, I love my industry and I love applying it to the industry and I love infusing my teachings and my trainings and helping others infuse this kind of lifestyle into their life, whether they're my lash client or my lash student. But I think there's a lot of fun things to talk about. So I will be likely launching a podcast soon that's not lash related, but in the meantime, I'm also going to be interviewing other lash professionals. So someone asked, you also have a shop for lash supplies and tools. Yes, if you visit brilliantlashpro.com, I do have a store. And if you use coupon code welcome15, you'll get 15% off there. And also, I usually like to give something away. So last couple of weeks, I've been giving away courses. Last week, we gave away the Client Situations course, which is an amazing course about all types of client situations and how to handle them. I would say sometimes that's my bread and butter. I have a lot of people that come to me and they're like, how should I handle this client? Or I'll be drafting texts to clients for people because they, a lot of times that's why I'm here, is because I like to answer those types of questions. So I have a client situations course. We gave that away last week. 2 weeks ago, business launch course. So everyone can make use of that business launch course, because even myself, until I created the course, I realized, there's a couple steps here that I might have even skipped. And it's really important, no matter where you are in your business, that every couple of years, you should reevaluate Am I in a good location? Do I have a good price point for what the market around me has? Do I have the proper licenses and permits in place? Because years can fly by and you could be behind on having things in place. So we have a business launch course that could be pretty much used by any business, but it's definitely geared toward lash artists. Do I have a favorite brand of tweezer that I prefer? And yes, I do. That would be, well, I love Brilliant. I use Brilliant because it's really the product line that I research and develop constantly. I did give away my favorite tweezer kind of recently. It's called the Love Boat. That's my favorite tweezer. I use the Love Boat every day I lash. I've tried many different styles of tweezers, and I do think tweezers are like pencils, or, you know, everyone holds a pen or a pencil different. So your favorite tweezer might be different, but for my flawless fan pickup, which I love to pick up, I do a roll method on the strip, and it eliminates a lot of steps. And so this is the tweezer that I've been using for many years. Good morning, Lash Brow Art, YXMLL. Yeah, so great questions. Thank you, JR, for helping me today. I'm actually pulling that E36 out of the garage soon. I think I need a new battery, and I think I'm taking the M2 to Monterey, and I'm gonna make that blue, that baby blue, my daily driver here. So we should talk more about that, because you know, I'm running that bare metal look right now. So anyway, for those of you that didn't know, I also really like cars. I drive them on the track, but that's for another story for another day. So thank you for being here. Thank you for bringing your questions. Thank you for just supporting me in this accountability of 7 a.m. Tuesday mornings. And looking forward to more of your feedback and how I can help you in more ways in the future. See you next week. I think next week. No, I think I'll go live. I'll be in Monterey next Tuesday, so I'm gonna shoot live from another location. Might be warranted with you papas at Costco. Anyway, I'll shoot you a text. But thank you for being here. I appreciate all your love and support. Good morning, Garrett. Okay, I'll see you guys soon.